Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the studio to talk about some NBA news. So let's get around to it here. So, the Lakers have been struggling here recently. They had above a 500 record not too long ago, but now they're at 500. So, Kendrick Perkins has called out Darvin Ham, and quote, with his rotations, with his set calling, with everything across the board, the way he staggered Bron at 18 minutes, all across the game, Darvin Ham has got to elevate his game. Perkins is he's speaking facts. If Darvin Ham can't figure it out, the Lakers might have to fire him, man, because it's just his rotations, with his set calling, the way he staggers Bron at 80 minutes, just all across the board. You just question his decisions, and he just sit there with his hands in his pockets, watch the other team going to run, and not call a timeout as well. The Lakers the roster's much better than their record suggests. It's probably not a title contender, but Ham is bringing down the roster talent. He's just not a good coach. And I'm not saying the Lakers are a title contender, but their roster's better than last year. I think I'm right saying that. So, Ian Begley, and I quote, I believe the Knicks could have traded for Towns in the 2023 offseason, end quote, eyes emoji. Ian Begley on Karl-Anthony Towns. Sure about that? Can we stop with the cat rumors? It must be a slow news day. Well, it's pretty good. Maybe it's a good thing they didn't. But, now they have the best record in the league, and he's been hoping, so it was a good choice by the Timberwolves to keep him. Ant's been hoping. Because they probably have one of the candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. But with what assets were you going to trade for Karl-Anthony Towns? You probably would have had to give up a lot. But what do you really have that they would want? Maybe those 8 first-round picks, but I would rather keep those, get some good young talent as well for the team, if I'm the New York Knicks. But we'll see what the Wolves do. If they blow it up and lose in the first round for the 3rd year in a row, or just losing the playoffs, he might leave and go to the Knicks or something. We'll see. So Gilbert Arenas, on the Gilbert Arenas show, he says the Knicks need a real superstar like Jalen Green or Anthony Edwards. And quote, they have a horrible research team on what talent is. Let me use this quote here from Chris Broussard. Is the man retarded? Gilbert Arenas says the Knicks need a real superstar like Jalen Green. He's an exciting young player for Houston, but to suggest he's achieved superstar status is just stupid. He's not bad, he's just inconsistent at times, but he is a superstar, come on. You've developed young guys like Robinson and Quickly and signed Brunson. And remember when people gave the Quickly pick a D+ when he first got drafted? Yeah. Bruce said superstar Jalen Green. I swear, he's just doing this for views and engagement. It's just a troll for engagement, end quote JJ Redick. It's just a troll for engagement. That's all it is. Jalen Green's a solid player. It's just he's not a freaking superstar type player. So, most jump shots made in December, efficiency field goal percentage, 225. Luka Doncic, 54.2%. Trae Young made 106, 58.5%. Jalen Brunson, 103, 52.6%. De'Aaron Fox, 58.3% on 100. Dejounte Murray's made 91 jump shots, 56.4%. 87 jump shots for Kevin Durant, 54.7%. 83 made by Desmond Bane, 57.7%. 81 made by DeMar DeRozan, 45.6%. And Cam Thomas made 45.5%. I feel like Trae gets too much hate. So he's been pretty efficient, besides the first few games. where he's struggled. Other than that, he's been pretty efficient. So Billy Donovan, Bulls coach, he believes NIL and the use of transfer portals are causing young athletes to avoid facing challenges. End quote. What happens if one of these guys does get drafted and they sign a 4-year deal and they're not happy in the situation? They can't leave. And I think you've got to be able to work your way through some adversity and difficulty sometimes to find out a little more about yourself. And the way it's set up, there's no resilience of going through anything that's difficult and tough in life. End quote. I mean, yeah, I love that players are getting paid, but this is 110% true. Unless you have a coaching change or another rare issue, players should not transfer 2 to 3 times so often. But you have to face challenges. Sometimes you have to go through adversity. Like, you run through the adversity, it kind of shows you run away from the team when they're bad. But if you play with them when they're good, just keep playing every game. It shows you only play for the team when they're good. Sometimes you have to go through adversity. And it happens. So, Udonis Haslem on the OG's show says, Udonis Haslem says Bam Adebayo should win Defensive Player of the Year. And quote, no disrespect to anybody else, but there's nobody in the league that I know that can guard 5 positions the way this guy can guard 5 positions. I mean, he's kind of right. I mean, it kind of is based on block shots. That's kind of why I say that. They base it on they should base on like all-around defensive percentage. So AD would have a shot to win it. But it kind of is based on block shots. He's a really great defender. But yeah, Sham says the Knicks will always have interest in Karl-Anthony Towns, so we mentioned it that a few seconds ago. How much longer must we listen to this cat to Knicks streamer talk? Come on, when will it end? Maybe if the Timberwolves get losing the first or second round, maybe that would be a possibility. So Tyrese Halliburton has 13 games this season with 25 points plus 10 and 10 plus assists. That's more than any Pacers player had in their entire career. He's just built different. At this pace, he'll go down as one of the greatest Pacers guards ever. So Julius Randle is averaging 22.2 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, 4.1 assists, and 54.5% field goal percentage over his last 18 games. Man, 28, 9, 4, and 55% field goal percentage is insane. I thought it was a rat for Randle because he kind of struggled like last year, but he's back. Anthony Edwards since 12, 18, 20, 23, 31.9 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 5.0 assists per game, 48% from the field, and has led them in scoring in 8 straight games. Take out his injured games, and the dude's averaging 29 a year. That's just how good he's been. So Gordon Hayward talked on the podcast P-Show, talked about the 2018-19 Celtics, and quote, we all had too many agendas, and the agenda to win the whole thing wasn't the main one, end quote. That Celtics team didn't have enough role players. Gordon didn't even mention Marcus Morris, who was a bucket that year, and Smart, who needs freedom to be efficient. It's like, if they all just sacrificed instead of trying to show their own game, they would have easily won that year. It's just because that team was so low. They have 4 rotational bigs, multiple scorers, and multiple playmakers. They were supposed to be the ones to stop Golden State that year. I don't think it was supposed to be Toronto. But Toronto just got hot at the right time in the playoffs. So the Knicks do not intend to mount an all-out pursuit of Donovan Mitchell, per at the Stein line. And rev up those Heat rumors. I feel like the Heat could make another trade this deadline, but I don't know at this point. So RJ Barrett, and quote, I grew up a Raptors fan on my life, so to come here and put the jersey on, it's going to be great. So yeah, RJ Barrett now with them. So per your report, Emmanuel Quickley, eager to be a starting point guard, wants to be paid $25 million to $30 million. I mean, it's honestly not as crazy as it sounds with a lot of people getting paid. Maybe 15 to 20 million he'll have to settle for, but we'll see. So, Joel Embiid will not be eligible in the MVP award if he misses more than 11 games. Man, SGA should honestly win it more. At least my opinion. Doc Rivers says Anthony Pippin is more of a Scottie Pippen. I don't see it. He's way better than Scottie Pippen. But that's all the news from NBA Central. See if anything from Woj or Shams. So the Spurs apply for a disabled player exception on Charles Bassey. Sources tell ESPN he was lost for a season with a torn left ACL mid-December, and the exception would be worth $1.3 million. So Charles Bassey. So San Antonio could sign, claim, or trade for a player in the last year of their contract. That's one thing from Woj. See anything from Shams. I don't know. That's all to say here, and next time I'm out. Peace.